Hi everyone, today I'm walking you guys through the strategic approach used in the negotiation between Sophie Collins, founder of Green Thread, and Mason Hughes, the senior buyer at Eco Retailers. Alright, so before we begin, just some quick background information over the scenario. Sophie Collins, she's the founder of her brand, Green Thread, and she's trying to present the scenario to Mason Hughes, who is the founder of Eco Retailers, which is a high-end fashion basically retail store. Obviously, she wants to present something presentable and professional for Mason. So then, she gets picked for this clothing line. And basically, this whole strategy is built on creating a value aligned, mutually beneficial partnership and balancing the brand integrity from her and the brand integrity that Mason Hughes wants for his clothing line, and with obviously the commercial goals of it doing well and both of them earning their fair share of money, assuming all goes well and the plan goes well, right? And basically the goal is clear. Sophie wants an exclusive partnership with Eco Retailers, and that's to expand her brand, Green Thread, and reach without compromising or its core values, or losing its core values, sorry. But basically, her non-negotiables has to stay sustainable, transparency is there, the premium quality never drops, and at the same time, she needs to address Eco's concerns about pricing and customers' fit, because she doesn't solely agree with that. Now, with every negotiation strategy, you always need guiding principles, and guiding principles are what's going to basically be your base for what you're negotiating for. And so in this scenario, the three guiding principles that are guiding Sophie's approach are transparency and authenticity, which is what two core values that she holds for her brand. The win-win mindset, as she wants her brand to do well, but she also wants it to be beneficial for Mason Hughes, the retailer, and the long-term value over the short-term wins. So she wants this to be a partnership that lasts the long term and not just for the short term. All right, now we're looking at the negotiation tactics. So the negotiation tactics that she used are anchoring, interest-based bargaining, framing, and the trial period. So these four are four negotiation tactics that she used, and I can explain in further detail of how she used them in 1 second. So she starts with anchoring, and basically in this scenario, she starts with a premium pricing to reflect her value, and basically it leaves room for some profit for her after all fees and everything that the retailer might take from the negotiation. So starts really high, so then she can work her way down, and maybe her actual price that she always wanted was probably down here, but she starts really high so then she can make it seem like she's negotiating, but in reality she probably is okay with something around here, right? Secondly, interest based bargaining. Basically, instead of just talking money, making it seem like she just wants to talk about money, she wants to basically reflect on what the retail's ultimate goals are, right? So she wants to focus on Eco's plan and their brand alignment and their market leadership. So she'll mention something along that goes with those goals. So then they don't ultimately assume that she just wants to talk about money. And then the third one, framing. Basically, this one comes down to just terminology and how you use it, and how it'll sound to the person you're trying to negotiate with. So instead of using the word like cost or how much or money, stuff like that, she changes it to investment in sustainability instead of using costs. So, for example, she goes, I believe in the scenario she said, instead of cost, I'm going to be investing in sustainability, and that's why my prices are so high. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so. And then lastly, just the trial period. So basically, she just addresses this. She offers like a 6-month exclusive partnership with the retailer, and then and she provides clear performance metrics just so both parties know that these are the services that she's going to provide, or this is what she's going to provide with her clothing brand. And that way they're both on the same page. And if after the 6 months everything looks good, they might, in the long term, they might want to go another 6 months, maybe make it a year this time, stuff like that. The next part of the negotiation strategy is you have to identify the challenges and the potential solutions for these challenges. Because usually within a negotiation, there's always something that the one party wants and the other party want, and you're looking to find the solution to that, right? You're trying to find an agreement. So one challenge that happened in this scenario was Eco's concern that Green Thread's pricing might not resonate with their retail site. So basically, they want to be conscious of the customers, and Sophie overcame this by basically just referencing like popular brands such as like Patagonia, and proposing like joint marketing similar to theirs. So then it would resonate with Eco's sustainability prices, and with also Green Thread's sustainability goals, and by holding their value down as well, because Sophie wants to keep her morals in line. So how does this apply to real world situations? So basically this would apply to any mission-driven brand. Like if you're working a deal with retail store, that happens all the time, whether it's a retail Walmart, or a clothing brand or something like that. Basically you're using these negotiation strategies to try and get your what you want from the deal, and also something that would benefit the retailers, right? So honestly, it's pretty applicable. Also, just the usage of the low risk entry points from the company, and also the trials or performance based partnerships also make it seem it shows the retailer that you're not willing, or you're not capable of just running away with the money. Does that make sense? Or you're serious about the negotiation. So stuff like that, and using correct terms will get you a long way in a scenario like this. So in the real world, I'd use this strategy to help any small sustainable businesses or entrepreneurs trying to grow through smart partnerships, whether that's working with someone to your level or higher above you. Usually it's like a higher above, or someone that has an audience to showcase your brand. So my question for you all is, how would you adjust this approach when dealing with a partner who values profit over purpose? So basically, how would you change this if someone is valuing the profit over the purpose, or your drive, or your why, on why you're doing this? And then I'd also love feedback on whether any of my use of framing, or basically the way I made the scenario, was this persuasive, was this realistic, or how was the role play, how was the order, and how was it chronological, like how was the chronological order set up, or just any other comments